what has been the benefits for you of stepping into a more authentic expression, a more courageous lifestyle?
I mean, I'm not sure where to start and where to end on that question. Phil Phails for you. Um, my life is much more full. I feel like I was a pretty good, decent person before, and I had friends, a decent amount of friends, but I have many fold more friends now, like hundreds and hundreds of friends. And I'm not trying to say that like it's some, I'm not in some competition to gather friends or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but just that, like, really what that's about is my ability to connect. When people see that you're like, just out there, just like showing yourself, being yourself, people want to come talk to you, or you end up inspiring people, and or people to see that you're buzzing. I will have people like come up to me sometimes. I'll just be hanging out, just have walked into a bar having a drink by myself or something, and or be in a store or something, and people will say that I have like a shine in my eye or something. Like, I've had people tell me that it looks like you have jewels in your eyes.
You have
Like,
what?
jewels in my eyes.
Jewels,
Because there's like, just, I don't know. It's like, because I'm happy that I said, you know what? I'm tired of this bullshit, living a certain way. I'm going to live as my real self. So I know, like, many more people, life is more connective. I always say about my transition is that I went from living in black and white to like Technicolor, you know? Um, So I think that so many more connections, so much more, like I said, or touched on earlier, w- you know, one transition, a gender transition, then there's other transitions. It's like I delved even more into my poetry. My poetry became, I like, up to the point that I'd transitioned, I'd probably written about 5,000 poems in my life. At this point, in the past like 2 or 3 years, I've added 5,000 more poems. Like, I don't stop. I can't stop, and I won't stop. No, sorry. But like, I wrote tons of poetry before. I write even more now. And it's even weirder. It's even fun. It's even like, and some of the stuff I wrote really early on was really like fun, weird stuff. But it's the poetry even has like more dimension to it. Um, and then everything else that I get to do now as like this new expression. Like, I played soccer before. I love soccer. I'm continuing to play it. And it is a brilliant joy to play soccer as a woman with women. I love playing, like, women play, and I suspected this, but like, women play more collective than men do. And I used to I played on and I managed men's teams. And I used to get frustrated with them for being like, sometimes being so like, one guy just wanting the ball and getting it and not wanting to pass it. And that doesn't happen as much with women. Women kind of tend to like, you have the ball for so long and then you get rid of it. And that's the way I like to play
maybe
soccer.
they're more social
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the way they play.
Perhaps. Yeah. I mean, yeah. And I don't know if that's, something that's inherent, if it's an estrogen thing, if it's a cultural thing, who knows? But so, like, that is even a new founded joy of something that existed previously. So, um, authenticity, manifest authenticity. I think that would be, I went on a long ramble, but I think that's the way
Authenticity manifests authenticity.
it does.
Some more gets more, gets
Mm-hmm.
more. So there's
Yeah,
a snowball effect.
that's right. I believe that. That's what's happened. At least that's what's happened with myself. And I've seen it with other trans people. We call it trans joy. That once you're out being authentic, people will then suddenly, I'm making this up, but like, someone will be like, you know what, I'm going to start baking now too. I've always wanted to be a baker, or someone will be like, I'm going to launch my own business now. I always want, after they transition. Because transition, oftentimes before transition, it's a way people are living life in a muted way. And then once you feel more as your authentic self in regards to your gender, then those other ways that you want to be authentic or that you've longed for or loved, you start to listen to too. So it authenticity manifests authenticity. Authenticity begets authenticity.
Yeah.
So